dear students, good afternoon. Let's continue the class with atomic radius. How many types of atomic radius I was given in previous? Like 4 types. First one is covalent radius and metallic radius. And now we have to discuss about the ionic radius. So ionic radius we will give for cation as well as anion. Individually we will give. Okay. So what exactly a cation means? Cation is a positive ion. Cation is what? Positive ion. How cations are forming? Due to loss of electron. So cations are nothing but positive ions. Cations are what, sir? Positive ions. How these will form? Cations are forming due to loss of electron. Due to what? Loss of electron. Cations are positively charged. Cations and their respective atoms, if you consider, cations are smaller radius. Cations have smaller radius. So radius of atom and cation, if you consider, cations have smaller radius. Suppose Na plus and Na. So Na has a smaller radius than Na. This is very, very important. Cations have less radius. Radius, what it is? Radius. Radius of cations is always less than respective atoms. Okay. Na plus have less radius. Na plus radius is less than sodium radius. In sodium, what radius we will consider? Metallic radius, because sodium is a metal. Understanding? So they are just adjacent. One sodium is adjacent to another sodium metal. So internuclear distance half we have to consider, that is metallic radius. So here Na plus radius is a smaller than Na. Why? What is the reason behind it? Means very simple. How sodium and sodium plus exist, you can see now. Sodium by giving some energy, by taking some energy, sodium by taking some energy, which is called ionization potential. We will discuss that in periodic property, our next periodic property only. Sodium will take some energy which is called ionization potential. Don't think about ionization potential right now. So this sodium is losing electron by taking some energy and forming Na plus. What is the difference between sodium and sodium plus? Sodium atomic number Z is equals to 11, right? Z is equals to 11. So what is its electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1 is the configuration. Correct? That means how many electrons are present? 11 electrons are present. How I am saying? 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. Otherwise atomic number is 11, so number of electrons are 11. I told you, for a neutral atom, atomic number is equal to number of electrons as well as number of protons. For whom? For neutral atom. So I was given in previous, for a neutral atom, atomic number Z is nothing but what? Atomic number, which is equal to number of electrons, which is equals to number of protons. This is very important thing for us. Getting? So for neutral atom, Z is the atomic number. Atomic number is equals to number of electrons is equals to number of protons. So here for sodium, electrons are 11 and protons also 11. 11 protons. But here, whereas Na plus, if you see here, electrons are 10 and protons are 11. Okay, so here what I am trying to tell you here in this case, if this is Na plus, who is this? Na plus. Here in Na plus, electrons are 10 electrons are there. Protons how many in middle? center of nucleus. Sorry, center of atom is called nucleus. That nucleus consists of how many protons? 11 protons. Protons means what charge? Positive charge. Protons means what? Positive charge. Positive charge is dominating negative charge. Certainly these electrons are attracting towards nucleus. So electrons are coming towards nucleus. So size decrease. That's why cations have smaller radius than their corresponding atoms. Getting what I'm saying? So for cations, the radius is small than their corresponding atom. So this one I was given in previous also. Cations have a smaller radius, anions have larger radius like that. Here clearly I was given. Whereas for sodium, those electrons as well as protons both are same. So this is sodium, this is Na+. For Na+, what I am trying to tell you here, for Na+, protons are more, electrons are less, because these cations are forming. How cations are forming? Cations are forming due to loss of electrons. So they are losing electrons. So number of electrons, what will happen? Decrease. If number of electrons decrease, certainly protons are more. Protons never change. Who will change in a particular atom means electrons only will change. Electrons may be gained, electrons may be lost. Okay? Few will lose electron, few will gain electron. Who will lose electron? Who have more than octet. Getting what I am saying? Here, Na has more than octet. How you are saying, sir, more than octet? You see, just this is noble gas configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 is the noble gas configuration. So this 3s1 is extra. Getting what I am saying? So this 3s1 can lose. Removal of electron is always from outermost shell, I told you. Outermost shell is who? Highest n value. Highest n value is what here? 3. Here 2. This is called penultimate shell. This is the last shell, outermost shell. Why this is called outermost shell? N value is more. So you have to remove electron from outermost shell. So Na+ configuration, if I am asking, it's 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So from where you remove electron, always you have to remove electron from outermost. Getting? So this is about cation radius. So what you can say cation radius therefore? Cation radius is nothing but the radius of a positive ion from nucleus to its outermost shell. So for Na+, suppose for Na+, what is the radius you have to consider? This is 1s and here second shell. This is K shell and this is L shell. So here to here is the radius for Na+. But for Na, what is radius? For Na, you have to consider third shell. Why 3 shells you are considering for Na? Because you are having, this is 1s means K shell, 2s, 2p means L shell, 3s means M shell also present. This K shell you have, and here 1s means you have L shell. In our starting classes I was given about shells. So K, oh shit, sorry. This is L and this is K. First one is K. K, L, M. Getting what I am saying? So here number of shells are more. So that sodium and sodium radius will be more. From here to here this radius is more when comparatively this radius. Because third shell, 3 shells for each sodium you are considering. This is one sodium, this is another sodium. So corresponding atom has more radius than its cation. So this is very clear. So next one more important thing is that I'll give you cations size. What will happen if positive charge increases, I'll tell you, in isoelectronic species. Okay, so that I'll tell you now. So what are isoelectronic species? You have idea already. What is isoelectronic species, sir? Isoelectronic species having same number of electrons. They are called isoelectronic species. Who are isoelectronic species? The species having same number of electrons. Okay. So here in isoelectronic species, in isoelectronic species, if positive charge increases, then cation size or cation radius will decrease. This is very important for us. If positive charge increases, cation size, what will happen? Decreases. Getting? So here I'll give you some isoelectronic species. Isoelectronic species means what I told you, having same number of electrons. So here I will consider Na plus and Mg2 plus and Al3 plus. I am considering these three. These are isoelectronic, no doubt, because here Z is 11, here Z is 12, here Z is 13. As I told you, the number of electrons will change, okay, but protons will never change. So atomic number is 11, here atomic number is 12, here atomic number is 13. You know, sodium, magnesium, aluminum. So what are the protons? Protons are here 11, here protons 12, here protons 13. But whereas electrons, it's 11 minus 1, here electrons 12 minus 2, here electrons 13 minus 3. Why I am doing like this, understanding? 11 electrons actually present in sodium, but it is Na plus. It lost 1 electron. So 11 minus 1. Here Mg has 12 electrons actually as atom, but plus 2 means it lost 2 electrons. What is the charge exist? Those many electrons it lost. So plus 2 you have, so it lost 2 electrons. So here electrons 12 minus 2. Here aluminum having 13 electrons, it's having plus 3 charge, means it lost 3 electrons already, because Al3 plus I was represented, so it was lost 3 electrons. So 13 minus 3. So therefore electrons how many? Here 10, here 10, here 10. So what I am trying to tell you here, positive charge increases, cation size decreases. Why? See, electrons are same, but here 11 protons you have, here 12 protons you have, here 13 protons you have. Certainly here Al3 plus has smaller radius because protons are more. That means positive charge is more. So if positive charge is more, certainly the attraction towards nucleus more. Positive charge is more, attraction is more. So size what happens? Decrease. So Al3 plus has smaller radius than Mg2 plus, than this Na plus. Na plus has more size. I am talking about size. Otherwise ionic radius. So this is about ionic radius. So what I told you, positive charge increases, cation size decreases. Positive charge is more for aluminum plus 3. Positive charge is more for Al3 plus, so its size is less. Positive charge is less here. So Na plus is having more size because protons are comparatively among these three less. Electrons are same. All three have same number of electrons. That's why these all three are called isoelectronic species. Actually this topic you know already, but just like a recap here. Okay, so as I told you here, in isoelectronic species, about cations I am talking. If the positive charge increases, then cation size decreases. Have a note and just write on all these things. Okay, have a screenshot better. Okay, next anionic radius. So what is anionic radius? So anionic radius is nothing but same story, the distance from nucleus to outermost shell only, but for anions. But in anions, sorry. Okay, so what is the anion radius? Anion radius means the radius from nucleus to, or distance from nucleus to outermost shell. Distance from nucleus to outermost shell in where? In anions. In where, sir? Anions. Who are anions? Anions are who? Negative ions. How these are forming? By gaining of electrons. By gaining of electrons. Cations have smaller radius than their corresponding atoms, I told you. But here, anions size. Anions size is always greater than their respective atom size. Anion size is always greater than their respective atomic size. Suppose I will give you one example, Cl minus and Cl. Cl minus have more radius. So what I am trying to tell you here, this is the most important thing. Anions have more size than their respective atom. For cations, ulta I told you. Cations have smaller radius than their corresponding atom. Cl minus, if you see, Cl minus, Z is 17. Say yes, here Z is, atomic number won't change. For ions and their corresponding atom, atomic number remains same. Atomic number is like a fingerprint, I told or not? Yes. So Z is 17, here Z is 17. For Cl minus, atomic number is same. But electrons are not same. For ions and their respective atoms, who are different means electrons are different. Understanding? So here, electrons how many? First protons how many? Protons won't change. Atomic number is equal to number of protons for both ions as well as atoms. So here, protons are 17, here also protons are 17. But whereas electrons here, 17 plus 1. Sir, minus 1 no sir, 17 minus 1 you have to consider no sir, means no. Minus means it was gained 1 electron. Positive charge means ulta we have to think. No particular ion has a positive charge, that you have to subtract. If ion has a negative charge, that we have to add that particular charge. This is very, very important for us. Getting what I am saying? I repeat, for ion, if positive charge is there, that you have to subtract that much of charge. If ion consists of negative charge, that much of charge we have to add. So here 17 plus 1, because minus 1 is there. Minus means minus 1. So here 18 electrons are there. Here electrons are how many? Just 17, because no charge here. So here electrons are more, so repulsions are more, away from nucleus. So here you have more electrons than protons. Here both are same. Certainly these repulsions are more. Electrons are more, protons are less. So electrons are moving away from nucleus. Protons are 17, electrons are 18. So 17, 17, okay, matching. One extra is there, so some repulsions are there. Positive charge is more, they will attract towards nucleus. Means protons are more, they will attract towards nucleus. So size decrease. Electrons are more, they are going away from nucleus. Understanding? So this is very, very important. But protons and electrons comparatively we have to understand this one. Okay? So here the same story I will give you that. What is that story, you know? If negative charge increases, anion size also increases. This is very important in isoelectronic species. In where? In isoelectronic. Isoelectronic means what I told you, same number of electrons. If negative charge increases, anion size also increases. Just have a screenshot and write down all these things. Notes is very important. So I'll give you one example here. So N minus 3, O minus 2, F minus. These three are isoelectronic because here if you see the atomic number is 7, atomic number is 8, atomic number is 9. So protons are 7, protons are 8, protons are 9. So come to electrons. Electrons are 7 plus 3, 10. Why 7 plus 3? Understood? Atomic number is 7. So actually nitrogen means 7 electrons. But minus 3. So gain 3 electrons. So 7 plus 3. Negative charge. I told na, I won't repeat. So 7 plus 3, 10. Here electrons. 8 plus 2, 10. Here electrons. 9 plus 1. So 10. So electrons are same. So these three are isoelectronic species. But which has more size? N minus 3 has more size. N minus 3 has more size than O minus 2 than F minus. So negative charge if increase. Negative charge if increase. So size is more because electrons are more, protons are less. So I told now, electrons if more, they will move away from nucleus. Electrons are more, they will move away from nucleus. Certainly, what will happen? Distance increase. So radius increase. Get it? Got it? So this is very important thing. So comparatively, sir, if I consider Na plus and F minus, if I consider, sir, all have same number of electrons, then who have more radius means it is very clear. Anions are always having more radius than cations. This is very, very important thing. So what I am trying to give you is, so here I am giving, here okay now? Here I will give you the most important thing, that is cations size is always less than anions size. Even they have same number of electrons. Okay, better to consider with same number of electrons always. They also will give neat questions in same manner itself, with having same number of electrons. Mostly they will give. We will discuss MCQs also based on this. So here Na plus and F minus both have 10 electrons actually. Here it is having 10 electrons only. But what the problem here? Anions means electrons are more than protons. So without thinking, you can say anions have more radius than cations. Okay. So this is also very, very important for us. So we discussed about ionic radius. In previous we discussed about all this having you must have a screenshot and write it. And about in previous what we discussed means covalent radius we discussed and metallic radius we discussed, and now we discussed about the ionic radius. So one more important thing we will discuss now, that is, do you know what? Van der Waals radius. Van der Waals radius existing, this listen carefully, Van der Waals radius existing gaseous atoms in solid state. Don't get confused. Gaseous atoms means originally they are gases, but on cooling or on applying some pressure, they will convert into solid state. In solid state, they are having a closest approach. In that closest approach, half of the internuclear distance between two atoms in different molecules is called Van der Waals forces. That I will write first. What is Van der Waals radius? Van der Waals radius, first I'll write existing where? Existing gaseous, okay, gaseous atoms in solid state. This is very, very important. In compressed state. Why? Why in solid state you are saying? Then only you can have closest approach between the atoms. So what is Van der Waals radius? So this is half of the internuclear distance, half of the internuclear distance between, internuclear distance between two atoms of different molecules. Different molecules or different atoms you can consider. Different molecules in solid state. In what state? Solid state when they are in closest approach. When they are in closest approach, what is the nearest internuclear distance? Half of the internuclear distance. So half of the internuclear distance between two atoms of different molecules. Different molecules means not one chlorine, one fluorine, not like that. Means two chlorine molecules or two fluorine molecules or two noble gases. Because noble gases also you have van der Waals radius, because noble gases exist in gaseous state. Because within that name only you have noble gases, inert gases. So where we consider this van der Waals radius, this van der Waals radius exists in gaseous atoms or gaseous molecules in solid state. Understanding? So actually their nature is gases, but we are compressing into solids. That is the meaning. Okay? So this radius exists in what? Noble gases. So in noble gases, what radius we are considering? Van der Waals radius we are considering. Remember this point, everyone. In noble gases, we are considering van der Waals radius. This is very, very important. Suppose here I am taking one helium. This is one helium. This is another helium. So in previous I was given some definition about van der Waals forces. The weak attractive forces between two gaseous atoms in solid state. Because in solid state they can have some closest approach. So between these two there is some interactions. How means here you have nucleus, here you have electrons. So electrons of this atom and nucleus of this atom have some weak attractions. Those attractions are called van der Waals forces. He's a scientist. He was given this van der Waals force of attraction. So electrons of this atom, nucleus of this atom has some weak forces. Those weak forces are called, what forces they are called? Van der Waals forces. So the radius between two atoms which have van der Waals forces is called van der Waals radius. The radius which considered in atoms which have van der Waals forces. Okay, so now this is the closest approach between two atoms. Now here to here you have an internuclear distance between two helium atoms. Now the half of the distance I told now. So here to here. Now this is called van der Waals radius. What radius? Van der Waals radius. So between two helium atoms we have what radius? Van der Waals radius. So among three radius you have covalent radius here and metallic radius you have and van der Waals radius. We have to write completely. Van der Waals radius. Among these, which is having more radius? Means van der Waals radius is always greater because you are having some long distance comparative. Covalent means like this, 1 into. Metallic means like this, just adjacent. Metallic means this is covalent, first one. Metallic means like this, just they touch, okay, one just adjacent to other, okay, they are in touch, that's it, simply. But van der Waals means like this. So which radius is comparatively more? means who have more radius means noble gases have more radius. That's it. Because they have van der Waals radius, highest radius. Because some distance is there between atoms. Because they have weak forces between nucleus of one atom and electrons of other atom. Got it clearly? So van der Waals radius is always greater than this metallic radius. Metallic radius is greater than covalent radius, or covalent radius is less than metallic radius. Metallic radius is less than van der Waals radius. This van der Waals radius you can also have between molecules. Between two molecules means van der Waals radius you can consider. Between two atoms means, like if noble gases you can consider van der Waals radius. But if Cl, two molecules, if I am considering molecules, this is one chlorine molecule and another chlorine molecule I am considering. So actually this is Cl single bond Cl, and here this is Cl single bond Cl. So actually within a chlorine molecule, listen carefully, within one chlorine molecule you have one force. What force? You know, covalent force. So this radius is called, what radius you know this is? Covalent radius. I am telling you the difference between covalent radius and van der Waals radius. So what I am trying to tell you is, within the chlorine molecule, between two chlorine atoms, because two chlorine atoms are covalently bonded, because chlorine and another chlorine are sharing electrons. So in this chlorine molecule, half of the internuclear distance is called covalent radius. So here also same, half of the internuclear distance between this chlorine molecule also called, or here to here what you can say, covalent radius. But half of the internuclear distance, so from here to here, if you are having this chlorine molecule and this chlorine molecule has weak van der Waals forces. So now from here to here, half of the distance. Now, so from here to here, this distance. So here to here. This is called what radius you know? Van der Waals radius. So within the chlorine molecule means covalent radius. Between two different chlorine molecules, half of the internuclear, this is the internuclear distance you have to consider. From this chlorine to that chlorine molecule. So half of the internuclear distance you can call it like that. Or from here to here like this. You can consider. Not a problem. Here both will be same between two nucleus or between this. So this half of the internuclear distance what we call van der Waals radius. So van der Waals radius we consider in what? Either gaseous molecules or gaseous atoms in solid state. This is the most important statement what I was given finally. So van der Waals radius is considered in gaseous molecules and gaseous atoms in solid state. So gaseous molecules can exist in solid state by compression. So in noble gases what radius is considered? Van der Waals radius is considered. Okay. Next class we will discuss about variation of atomic radius in groups as well as periods. That is very, very important. So till now we discussed about types of atomic radius. In our next class we will discuss about variation of atomic radius in groups as well as periods. How atomic radius change from left to right in a period. How atomic radius change means increase from top to bottom in a group. We will see in our next class, and have a look and just have a screenshot and write down all these things. Okay, thank you.